Let us take a look at the question 11A of the 2019 Waec General Mathematics past question that says the third and sixth terms of a geometric progression, that's GP, are 1 over 4 and 1 over 32 respectively. Find the first term and the common ratio, and then also find the seventh term. Okay, the first thing you need to understand right here that this question is from a topic called series and sequence. Okay, and as a matter of fact, this particular question is from what we call geometric progression, GP. Okay, geometric progression. So the first thing you need to know here is what is the formula for the nth term of a geometric progression. What is the formula for the nth term of a geometric progression? That is Tn, that's T subscript n, okay, equals to A R raised to power n minus 1, where A is your first term. Take note, A is your first term, R is your common ratio. A is the first term, okay? A is the first term, R is the common ratio, okay? So this is the formula for the nth term of a geometric progression, okay? Now, let us go ahead. The question says the third term is 1 over 4. Third term is written as T3. T3 equals to 1 over 4. Okay, very good, guys. Before I go on, there is something I would like to do right here. I would like to use T3 right here to form an equation. Okay, how do we do that? You have been told that T3 equals to 1 over 4. Okay, now from this nth term that we have right here, let us generate a formula for T3. Okay, this is what you need to do. T3 equals to, now this says Tn equals to AR raised to power n minus 1. This n right here is what you see right here. Okay, so now in the same analogy, let us look at it. This n can be likened to be 3 right here. So that means I will say AR. Yeah, this n is written right here, right? So instead of n, this one has 3, T3, third term. I will write 3 here. This one says n minus 1. So this one will say 3 minus 1. I hope you get the logic now. So that means T3 is equal to AR raised to the power of what? 3 minus 1 is what? 2. So that means that T3 equals to AR raised to the power of 2. Very good, guys. We are going somewhere. Okay? We are driving at somewhere right here. Now, take a look at this. We have been told that T3 equals to 1 over 4. Okay? T3 also equals to what? AR raised to the power of 2. So that means that AR raised to the power of 2 is the same thing as this 1 over 4 for T3 right here. Take a look at that, guys. That is pretty easy. So that means that T3 is the same thing as AR squared equals to T3 also equals to 1 over 4. So we'll put 1 over 4 right here. So we will call this equation 1. I hope you guys understand that fundamental concept right there. That is very easy. Okay, so that is for T3. Okay, let us go back to the question. Okay, the question also tells us that the sixth term is 1 over 32. So I will come right here and I will say sixth term equals to 1 over 32. Very good. So now let us have a formula or an expression for the sixth term, which is T6. Okay, so that's also going to be T6 equals we know that Tn is AR raised to power n minus 1, right? So T6 also is going to be AR. I'm sure you guys already guessed that right now. Because this is n right here, we put n here. This is 6, so I'll put 6 here. 6 minus, what does the formula say? Minus 1. Put down minus 1. So that means T6 equals to AR. 6 minus 1 is 5. So that is R raised to the power of 5. Very good. That means T6 equals to AR raised to the power of 5. But already here we said that T6 is 1 over 32. So what does that tells you? So that tells you that AR raised to the power of 5, which is T6, is equal to 1 over 2, 1 over 32. So you can equate that, 1 over 32, okay? So that means this is my equation 2. So now I have a simultaneous equation right here, okay? So I've been able to use the third term, and this is the third term right here, and the sixth term to form a simultaneous equation, which we are going to solve right here. Now, for us to easily solve this, this is pretty easy. So what I like to do is I like to divide the equation that has the higher number of R by the one that has the lower number of R. What do I mean? This one has 5 R's. This one has 2 R's, right? R squared, R raised to power 5. So I like to use this one that have the higher number of R to be divided by the one that has the lower number of R to make life easier, because that's one thing you always want to do. You want to make things easier for yourself when you are solving mathematics, okay? So in that case, I can say divide equation, I can shorten that, equation 2 by equation 1. Very easy, guys. So what is my equation 2? This is AR raised to power 5. I'll put AR raised to power 5 here, okay? Okay, equals to 1 over 32, okay? That's equation 2, okay? Now I want to divide it by 1, by equation 1. By equation 1, take note. What is equation 1? AR squared. So I will say divided by AR squared. Then what about this part? Equals to 1 over 4. So this one also is going to be divided. So instead of me doing divided right here and say over 1 over 4, I like to make things easier, to be easier for people to understand what's going on. So I can just, instead of saying over, we can still put division sign right here. This will make it easier for you guys, okay? So this is what I have right here. This is easy now. I'm sure a lot of you will be like, wow, this is easy now, okay? So now how do we do this? A cancels A. That means A in A1, A in A1, right? So what do I have here? This is R raised to power 5 over R raised to the power of what? Of 2. Okay? So if you remember your indices very well, right? This is division. And in division, in lots of indices, if you have the same base, this is R and this is R, right? So all you have to do is subtract the power. So I will say R raised to power 5 minus 2, okay, equals to, this is 1 over 32. This is 1 over 32. Division sign change to multiplication sign. Then you're going to invert this to be 4 over 1. Okay, very good. We're almost there, right, guys? We're almost there. Stay with me. Now, this is going to be R raised to power 5 minus 2 is 3 equals to 4 here 1. 4 in 32 is 8. So that I'm going to have 1 times 1 is 1 over 8 times 1 is 8. So now I have R cubed over 1 over 8. Another thing that someone else will do right here, this is this one that says R raised to power 5 over R raised to power 2. Someone else can do this. R times R times R times R times r, that's 5 r's, divided by r squared is r times r, right? This cancels this cancels this. What do you have left? 3 r's. R times r is r cubed. Can you see that now? That is still possible. You can still do it that way. Okay, so now I have r cubed over 1 over equals to 1 over 8, right? I'm looking for my r. What do I do right here? All you have to do is to take cube roots of both sides. If you remember your change of subject, take cube root of both sides. So if I take cube root of r cube, it's going to give me r, okay? Then I'll take cube roots of this side, okay? So that's going to be r equals to cube root of 1 is 1. Cube root, what does that mean? It means what number are you going to multiply by itself 3 times to give you 1. So 1 times 1 times 1 is going to give me 1. What number will I multiply by itself 3 times to give me 8? That is going to be 2, because 2 times 2 is 4 times another 2 is 8. So that means my final answer right here is what? 1 over 2. The question says find the first term and the common ratio. Now we have been able to find the common ratio, which is 1 over 2. Okay, very good, guys. Now let us now go ahead to find the first term. As you know, in simultaneous equation, all you have to do now is substitute the value of this r, which is 1 over 2, into one of those equations that you have, either equation 1 or equation 2. Okay, I like to use the simpler equation. I believe r raised to power 2 equals 1 over 4 is simpler. Okay, so that's what I'm going to use. So I would say substitute, okay, 1 over 2 for r in equation 1. Okay, in equation 1. And what is my equation 1? My equation 1 is ar squared equals to 1 over 4. Okay, we know that before. Let's go back to equation 1 to check again. This is our equation 1, right? So now what I'm going to do is, wherever I see r, I'm going to put 1 over 2. So I will have a times r. What is r? 1 over 2. I will put 1 over 2 there. Okay, and then it has a square. I'll put the square there, equals to 1 over 4. Okay, so now this is going to be a times 1 over 2. Everything squared means 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 2, because 2 squared, right? That is equals to what? 4. Okay, and that is equals to 1 over 4 right here. Now this is pretty easy. Now this is almost done. What do we need to do? A times 1 is a over 4, okay, equals to 1 over 4. Okay, now I can cross multiply right here. To make it easier, I can say that 4 can go right there. Okay, so that means I can say 4 times 1, right? That's going to be 4 over, what do you have here? 4. Okay, what do you have remaining here? This is a. Okay, because you cross multiply 4 times. 4 can go here, multiply this. You can retain this right here, 4. You can as well still multiply this by this, but if you do that, you're still going to divide both sides by 4 eventually. So you can as well just leave it there. Okay, then I can say 4 in 4, 1. 4 in 4, 1, right? So that means a now is equals to 1 over 1, and 1 over 1 is 1. Okay, so that means my first term is what? Is 1. Very good, guys. I hope you guys understand that. So we've been able to find, according to the question, you've been able to find the first term. You've been able to find the first term, right? First term, right? And the common ratio. Very good. Now, the next question says to find the seventh term. Now, this is pretty easy. Remember, we already have the nth term. The formula for the nth term of a geometric progression. We already have that formula. So now let us find the seventh term. So all you have to do is to come here, okay, and say seventh term. Before that, let me rewrite the nth term again for you guys, so we don't have to be scrolling back and forth. This is the formula for the nth term. So now for the seventh term, okay, we already know the formula for the nth term. For the seventh term, T7 is now going to be AR raised to the power of n. What is the n here? 7. 7 minus 1. That is going to be AR. 7 minus 1 is 6. So that means my seventh term is AR raised to the power of 6. Very good, guys. Now, let us now substitute for A and R here. What is the A that we got? Remember, we just found A to be equals to 1, and then we found R right here to be equals to 1 over 2. So let us put those values right now. Okay, this is A. I'll say 1 times R. R is 1 over 2. Open bracket, close bracket, raised to the power of 6. This 6 right here, okay? So I'll have 1 times, now 1 over 2 raised to the power of 6. If you remember your laws of indices, we have taught that in one of our videos. Check out the video where we were able to look at various laws of indices, and we looked at lot of examples. Okay, so now 1 raised to the power of 6 is 1, because 1 times 1 times 1 in 6 places is going to give you 1. Now 2 raised to the power of 6, that means you are multiplying 2 by itself 6 times, and that's going to give you 64. That's going to give us 64. Okay, so now let us multiply out. 1 times 1 is 1 over what? Over 64. Very good, guys. That means the seventh term of this progression is 1 over 64. Very easy, guys. I hope you guys understand this solution. All right, guys, I will encourage you to take a look at these solutions very well until you are able to convince yourself that you've understood all the solutions. All right, if you are new on this channel, I will encourage you to subscribe to our channel and hit on the bell to turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. Tell your friends, tell your families about this channel. And please, as you subscribe to our channel, you are going to be more encouraged and motivated to do more of such videos for you guys. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next class. Bye.